Hey there, Nighthawk. So, mate, I tell you what, how you've done this without anybody else being able to look at it is absolutely superb, mate. You've nearly got every placement absolutely bang on. So, really well done, mate. Very, very impressed with what you've set up. I'm liking the base. I think that's working well. See if you can maybe get a mine in there as well, because obviously they'll try and come into your base to take it out. So obviously, see if you can get a mine in there. That might also work. But I think your mine positions are good. Maybe just spread them out so that mine more. If you look where scouting is there, maybe just take it out a little bit. That one I'm liking where that is. That'll work well. And that one there, again, probably just want it just in front of, again, if I put where scouting is there, just a little bit further out there, because obviously you want the mine to obviously go off if they're trying to take out the war factory. So apart from the Zeus, which obviously you can take from it miles away, you probably just want them just out a little bit. But no, it's working really, really well. Helicopters over there. So yeah, I mean, as soon as they go live, if you will, as soon as you get some helicopters in there, because I think that will be something to look at. Then I'd bring that obviously more closer towards your base so that it's defended by your turrets, if you will. Now, how many you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you got 6 turrets in there. No flak. Remember, you really want at least 1 to 2 flak in there, so you need to have a little look at that, because I could probably take you out with airstrikes and things like that. I know your machine guns will help pick up. Now, your machine guns, level 4, excellent. Level 4, I mean, obviously you'll be upgrading them to level 5 soon and the like. Salvo, you can probably get to level 2. I know it takes a lot of money, brother. I do realise, what I'm asking will take time, but, we've got time to do it, haven't we? What you can do is you can go on to PvP, the person versus person system, and then that way you can get opponents of similar sort of match to yourself, because obviously in map you might find a lot of your opponents are higher levels. Now, you probably just need to move this area here, because you've got a spawn zone which is potentially quite close to your war factory. If you spawn there, then obviously you can get straight in. So I'd maybe have a tweak of that, and maybe again this mine as well, bring that slightly further towards this metal mine, as well as just again to because the first thing I would go for if I was attacking you now is your war factory. In fact, I would deploy exactly there, take that war factory out, and then pull back. So you probably need to defend this war factory a little bit more by obviously mine placement, and just have a little thought. Do you know what I would do, brother? In fact, I would suggest that where your howitzer is there and that transformer there, I would put your war factory there, because your war factory is ultimately quite far forward. So if you did that, you might find that it's basically got a bit more protection, because yeah, it's one of the first things now I think about that you would hit. So maybe kind of get that in a little bit further in the back or the middle. So that's, I'll maybe just tweak that a little bit. But other than that, absolutely superb. Now, I know you won't have these equipment yet, but my method of attack is different to what you're using. So I can tell you you've got more tanks than I have. Now, a tank for me, the only purpose of a tank is to go out and take fire while I kill you with everything else. So it's like a shield in a sense, and that's how I use it. So I don't use it for anything other than a shield, a bullet stopper, a bullet sponge, or whatever you want to call it. Now, I know what's happening with your attack. My suspicion is that you're using all these tanks and rushing an opponent, where what I would be doing, I'd be kind of like getting the opponent to come to me. I take my time, I use my 5 minutes. Now, because of that, I also know that you're using S13s. Now, the problem with an S13 is how it attacks is, tell you what, how can I demonstrate this? That's it. I'm just gonna launch. Right, so repair, attack. we'll use this as an exercise to see if your stuff deploys as well. So let's have a little look. So I'm just going to stand here. Let's see what happens with your troops and your vehicles. Okay, so they're pouring very, very nicely. The time it takes to deploy is looking good. That's all looking good. I say for me, I'd try and get them to be mortarmen, as I said last time. That's the only difference I would suggest. Okay, so I'll wait for that to deploy, and then I'll try and show you what I do with a Humvee. Oh, don't know why that one's escaped. This is the other good thing, snipers. Snipers are quite good for that. What you do with a sniper, by the way, is you shoot, say, a soldier, and then run back, and then whatever you've shot runs after the snipers. And if you've got your Humvees in front of your snipers, then your snipers, you know, obviously everything follows a sniper and doesn't aim for the Humvee, and then your Humvees take them out. But this is why I use Humvees and the like. So if I wanted to attack in a S13, if I grab this fleet here and I aim for that there, it will stop in front of them. And it will kill that item, yeah? But with an S13, because it's a continuous fire method, if I group them all together, if I highlight where I want them to go and don't select a base, but select somewhere near a base, watch what happens if I say select there, that corner. See the trail? Nothing, they're not aiming at anything particular, but if anything gets within range of them, the continuous fire will automatically, I'm pressing nothing else. And that's how continuous fire works. Now you can do that travelling backwards. So if you watch, I'm gonna, I don't want to take obviously too much of your base out. Let's see if we can just take this wall out. Okay, now watch. I'm just going to drive backwards, and this is called baiting. I'm just going to get in with the sniper. Okay, so that baiting method there. Now, if you watch what's happened there, basically, I've driven away with this continuous fire behind us. So basically, as long as I can stay out of range of whatever's following us, I can do laps of your base, you know, and eventually get rid of your tanks and things along that sort of line. Now, you can't do anything like that with S13s. So my attack method is going to be like this. Now, I'm just going to go in a little bit. I won't obviously, you know, do too much damage. So these machine guns and everything there are my threat. So what I'll do, I'm going to send my tank into about there, followed closely but behind. Make sure your tank's in front. Don't let them get in front. And then you'll find that your machine gun and everything start locking onto the tanks. There you go. And then they can just absorb everything. And then I can just shoot at whatever I want to, and then pull them back out when required. So all I need my tank to do is to survive long enough for me to take out your defence. Now, if you notice there, pretty much every turret within range locked onto the tanks, and I use that to my advantage. Now, I could also, while they're locked onto your tanks, I could have dropped my Reapers in and took them all out. So that's why you probably need some sort of flak in there. So you know that needs to be you know, happening. So let's have a little thing. So for me, a good base of this level, you probably want to be on let me think, 2 flak, and then something like 3 either really strong machine guns or 3 you know, salvo, something along that sort of line. That should be your defense. Now when you get to level 35, you'll get another turret, because obviously you upgrade your CC to level 6. So observations and some fantastic improvements. I guess for me, get that War Factory moved a little bit, and possibly have a little tweak of your mind. Over that, mate, it's looking good. And do have a think about this continuous fire method, because my gut feeling is, to be fair, you've been in T2, you've now come to T3, but your attack and your defence is still very much T2. You've probably levelled up early. I don't know how long you've been playing, but quite a few of us, me, Red Rocket, and others, have been in T2 for absolutely months and months and months, getting everything really, really heavily upgraded before we moved to T3. Now, don't worry about that. You're just going to be a late bloomer, let's say. But we do need to get this core, strength, increase. So work at it. Do not level up. Do not start maxing things out and things along that sort of line. Certainly, yes, we can get your turrets increased and things along that sort of line, and progress along that leveling up plan that I've got for you. But we really, really, really need to start getting as much crits as we can to upgrade, get your helicopters in, get your Abrahams upgraded, because as soon as they get to level 4, they're far better than Rhinos, absorbing firepower. But really at this level, you probably would ideally want to have had your Abrahams already at sort of like 6, 7s and 8s and things along that sort of line. So we've got a bit of work to do, brother, but that's what we're going to be here for. We'll support you, and more importantly, we'll give you a place to keep safe wherever people can't attack you, so you can work on getting your resources upgraded, and I'll be on hand to personally help as well. Okay, brother, thank you.